Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2020 blind tasting from me for the best everyday bourbon. Now, you are in for a treat because look at those bourbons. These are bourbons that you can get in the liquor store and buy these. Every single one of these are available in the majority of the liquor stores that I have been to across the country. You can find them online at various online purveyors. Now, they do vary in price point. Do not get me wrong. These are not all in the same price point. Yeah, you know what? I was about to go on, by the way, for those who are observing the chat early, I was about to go live without my ascot on. And I mean, that's like bad luck if you're me, going to do a live stream and you don't have your ascot. I mean, come on, Fred, get with the program. And I'm all of a sudden doing third person talking to myself. But anyway, so I had to get the ascot on. I rushed it really quick. I didn't even look in the mirror. I went blind. But it's my holiday ascot. If you take a look at it, this is the one with hollies on it. And it's got some Christmas tree stuff. I love the holidays. And so to me, there's nothing more merry than a good glass of bourbon. You know what? I also need to put my phone on don't bother me mode because as you all know, especially the members, you all know that people will always call me in the middle of my live stream. So let's talk about the importance of this tasting for me personally. So my whole vision with American whiskey, yes, I talk about it. Yes, I spend time educating with people about it. Whether it's Ludacris, which I hope you saw my video with Ludacris. It's hard to educate him so much as it was just to kind of sit back and watch him chug bourbon. That was quite fascinating, actually. But I love educating people about American whiskey, and this is what I do for my living. This is what I love. This is my passion. And I'm always hearing people, we get in this place of I wish whiskey was like it used to be. I wish I could find that bottle of Blanton's. I wish I could get Weller again. And we sometimes get in a rut. And I'm certainly, I've been there myself. And I may have been the cause a time or two with something like Henry McKenna. I was one of the very early voices talking about Weller 12-year-old in 2008 when nobody really knew about it. So it is definitely something that I have caused and I've been a part of. I recognize that. But I still believe that there are a lot of great bourbons that are out there that can be had. And I feel like it's actually my job to try and help people find bourbon at whatever price point they may be. And these are the ones that I have been tasting throughout the year, whether it's in my blind tastings or tasting in other activities, that I have found that these are among the very best that you can find in the liquor store. Now, I bought all of these. These were not given to me by the distilleries. I sometimes have to have media samples because the limited edition ones, let's face it, I'm not going to be able to get a full set of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. I have to depend and rely on media samples for stuff like that. And I'm very fortunate that, the distillers respect my opinion, or at least some of them do. And if I happen to not like something, I say that, they don't then go say, well, you're not giving us good reviews. Well, you're not going to get any more samples. Some of them actually are like that, and I've been very vocal about those in the past. But for the most part, they don't do that. But I always believe that in the best everyday category, if I'm not buying it right off the shelf, then I shouldn't be putting it in this blind tasting. And I wish it was like that for all of them. But I can't actually get all of those limited edition products. Now, there's a lot of questions about where is this product, where is this one. Inevitably, you are going to have something that you like that you think should be in here. These are my top 9 for best everyday bourbons this year. I'm going to go through them. Wild Turkey 101. I swear to you that this thing right here does so well and blind tastings for me. One year, it came in second to a blind tasting that Larry Rice, the owner of Silver Dollar, and I did, and it came in second to Pappy Van Winkle, 15-year-old. Old Tub Bottled and Bond. This is actually a new product. It came out this year. This is an unfiltered, it's 100 proof. It's a bottled and bond product, so it's 100 proof. But what I like about this is to me, it's kind of like it's a little bit, it has a lot of flavor to it. And the first time I tasted it, I was kind of turned off a little bit. And then it kept coming on and kept tasting it, and it just kept getting better and better as I tasted it. So I'm a big fan of Old Tub. The Elijah Craig. This is the standard everyday Elijah Craig small batch. And I will tell you that I missed the 12-year-old, but I think that they got this one into the I think they have finally found the rhythm and their batching technique with this one, since they have replaced it with when it used to be age stated, is no longer age stated. But I think the latest batches of Elijah Craig small batch are the best that product has been. Now, this was my winner for last year. This is Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. This is a $19, $20 bottle, depending on where you live. But this is something I drink all the time. It is a good everyday pour. It's great for cocktails, and it's fine for sipping. And to be honest with you, if you were to repackage this with another product with a fancier label, they'd probably charge $40, $50 for it. Now, here is one I was hesitant about putting this in the game, because the way it is now arguably could not be the same again. This is Early Times Bottled and Bond. They were recently acquired by Sazerac. This is a longtime Brown-Forman product. It was recently acquired by Sazerac, and this is in fact one of the this is one in the Brown-Forman days. So I don't know what's going to happen to Early Times Bottled and Bond. I do not know, but I do know that it is still on a lot of shelves in Kentucky. I have also seen it in Indiana. I have seen it on liquor store websites that I go and shop at, like places like Craft Shack, and I have seen that, so I know it's out there, and I think it's worth buying up no matter what happens tonight, because it won the Bottled and Bond Taste Off for Bourbon Pursuit, where the fellas and I picked our favorite Bottled and Bond of the year. Now, for those who have been following me this year on my blind tastings, you know that this is definitely going to be, this is probably the MVP of the year. But even though it has won countless, no, it's not countless, although this rare breed, and this is actually it's not the same bottle every time. I don't know which bottle this is. I mean, I've got a lot of bottles. But although that rare breed has won a lot in my blind tastings, it definitely does not guarantee it that it's going to win tonight. And I'll tell you, when you are a taster, you are in a position where everything that has happened to you during the day will influence you how you taste. And I will tell you right now, I am gearing up for a festival on Saturday, which everybody. I'm going to talk more about that in a bit, but I'm putting on a festival. This is my very first festival to put on. It's a virtual festival in a whole new world called Deggy World, where you build your own avatar and you get to walk around and talk to people, and you get bourbon. Every ticket holder gets a bottle of Jack Daniels. The double platinum ticket holders have gotten a lot of products. Unfortunately, those are all taken. But go to repealdayexpo.com. That's repealdayexpo.com to learn more about that one. I'll talk to you more about it. But anyway, I've been so busy with that I've been off of my normal tasting schedule. I've been off of. I've been really off. And also, I had pizza tonight. I haven't had a bread, based dinner in probably 3 months. One of the things I'm trying to do to kind of like cut the poundage, which, my God, I got the COVID 20, I got the Thanksgiving 15, I got the genetics coming around the hips saying, "Woo, lipids, let's get on here." I mean, I'm just 2020 has been the year of Fatty McFat over here. And so what the hell am I doing eating a friggin' McRib and pairing it with whiskey? That was probably really dumb of me to do with, my effort to try and lose weight. So anyway, so we have some scenarios here tonight that are very different for me when I come in to do one of these tastings. So I just wanted you to know that because I feel like it's important to know that where my mind is, what I've been up to, and everything as I'm tasting. Not to say that my palate's going to be off, not to say that my palate's going to be on, but it's just kind of a little bit out there. So Knob Creek. Now this is a bottle that I bought today. Actually, I bought this at Kroger. Bought this at Kroger for not very much. It's a 9-year-old 100 proof. So this is with the fresh label on there with a 9-year-old. Now here's one. I have not included this in any of my blind tastings this year of those that I have done like off the shelf and everything. But I tasted this recently and I was like, holy shit. Is Old Granddad 114? I've always liked Old Grand 114. Don't get me wrong. I've always liked it. But to me, it was like really, really, really phenomenal on that first taste that I had of it. And then last but not least, the bottle that my wife always wants me to get, and she ordered me to bring this home when I got home. That's the Old Forester 1920. This has become a household pour on a regular basis, mostly because my wife loves this. So those are the ones. And now here's the thing. I talked about the price points, okay? So this one in some markets is like $60, okay? This one in some markets is like $15. So how could I have a best everyday taste of when I have such price differential? Well, let me tell you something. Once upon a time, a $20 bourbon outtasted, Pappy Van Winkle, Eagle Rare 17-year-old, William LaRue Weller, Four Roses Limited Edition Small Batch. So I don't think you can ever really put a price on quality, and I don't think anyone should ever be prejudiced of something just because it's less expensive. Now, just because something is more expensive does not necessarily mean it's not available. The fact is the Old Forester 1920 product is one that is available. And there's other bottles that are available that are in that price point, and if they were as good as it, I would have it on this table right now. But the fact is that these, to me, right now, are the 9 best available bourbons that you can find in most markets. And I had one product that I was going to put in here, and then I learned that it was not as widely available. It was actually going to be a bit of a shocker, I think, to a lot of people, but I learned it was not available. And that was going to be the Henry McKenna Brown Label, the 80 proof one. And that took second place in my super cheap bourbon taste off. It lost to its sister product in Heaven Hill 6-year-old, the Green Label. And I thought that I could throw that in there, but then I learned that it's not really widely available. So that's a little bit about the tasting tonight. Now I will be observing the chat, but I'm not going to be focusing on the chat. So while you all are certainly, I do want you to communicate with me. My focus is definitely going to be on the tasting and making sure that I nail this and making sure that I pick what is the best bourbon for my palate. Now, I've seen a few questions come up in the chat about why Maker's Mark is not in here. It's not. I don't think right now this year, from what I've tasted, the products have not been the best, they're not in that kind of like best everyday kind of conversation for me. I will say, however, the cast strength and that special release they put out earlier this year, fantastic, but they're not really widely available. The one that would be widely available would be the Maker's Mark. So let me just throw that out there. If you want to extend this out to like the top 25 best everyday, we would be throwing in Woodford. We'd be throwing in Maker's Mark. I mean, we'd be throwing in a lot of things. But I have to be selective because I don't want to get drunk and follow my ass and be hungover when it comes to producing my show on Saturday. So there's some selective things that I have to do, to do all this, to get through it, if you will. So, if you all are up for it, I'm going to show you all a quick little video about the Repeal Day Expo. This is my just a little bit about it. This is my expo. This is the first time that I am throwing my own kind of event. Everything I've done before has been to help someone or push something, but I booked some major music talent, and we've got a lot of really good panels. So I'm going to give you all a quick little preview here of the Repeal Day Expo.
When the night gets so cold,
you can use French oaks, you can use European oak.
It doesn't sound like it should be some special form of mashing or some special way of making whiskey.
During that time, there wasn't quite the tiki that we recognize now.
Cigars are something that it's supposed to be a relaxation.
Cheers. Tastes like Prohibition just ended. Like it.
So there you have it. So that is my festival. I have a great team. We're putting it together in a virtual world known as Deggy World. Everyone's going to get their own avatar. You're going to get to go and walk around in booths. You're going to get to have private tastings. You're going to get to sit in on classes. And I'm also really excited that I got, country CMA nominated artist Lindsay L, my favorite blues rocker, and Sean James, and my upcoming hard rock band that I really, really love called Moontooth. So go to repealdayexpo.com to get tickets. Every ticket holder gets a bottle of Jack Daniels too. So, and if you are coming to Repeal Day Expo, tell everybody what you're excited about and what you've gotten already, because I know that there have been a lot of people getting packages. So I have got to get organized here a little bit. I had all these bottles up here, and I'm realizing that I kind of just overset things up here. So who does everybody think is going to win? I'm always fascinated to see what people think of who's going to win. And by the way, you can go to the comment section. In the comment section at the top, there is a link to buy tickets. I saw some people asking too about why Eagle Rare's not in here, and I'm just sorry, but that's not available. If I thought Eagle Rare was genuinely available, I would put it in here. And why isn't Buffalo Trace in here? Maybe I should have put Buffalo Trace in here, but to me, there's been a kind of a harsh wood note in the last couple releases of regular old Buffalo Trace. It's not fared well in some blind tastings I've done. So I feel pretty confident in not bringing in Buffalo Trace. I'm curious too to see what other snubs from here. Okay, so all right, we got 9 products, and I am not spitting tonight. So, gonna get the old notepad going. Got the notepad. We'll scoot the computer back just a little bit. Come on back over here, buddy. Yeah, don't do that. Got all my wires all over the place. Don't want to lose the feed. There we go. Okay, so glass 1. I'm very fortunate that I have a great team working with me right now. And a big shout out to Allison DeLand for doing such a great job for me in the office and keeping me organized and getting these little sample bottles ready for me. And in here are the results. I don't know what I will be tasting tonight, so we're just going to go in it. And we'll go ahead and pop up these are the Contenders, okay? So while I am tasting and I'm talking about what, I'm throwing the notes out there, and a lot of you all have come to know my palate, feel free to talk about what you think I'm tasting. Now, I'm not going to be focusing on what the product is. I'm just going to try and, break it down from a flavor perspective. Let's start with glass 1. So I get like some toffee, a little bit of chocolate. Very nice. Toffee, chocolate, little peanut brittle, cornbread. One is definitely, being the first one to taste is often it's not always the best position in a tasting flight for me, because my palate may not be warmed up. I did not do a calibration taste. I did a small taste with Lindsay L on an Instagram Live, but that's a very different style of tasting where I'm kind of going back and forth and talking to her. So that was very, very different. So one holds up of being a very good starter taste. Two smells kind of perfumey. Just going to smell through these glasses here and make sure I don't have any perfumey smells. Nope. So two's got a bit of a perfumey, like you're walking into like Dillard's or some place like that, and there's like the makeup counter, and they're like, "Would you like to try this? Would you like to try that?" And you smell that, the aromas in the air. Two's definitely much lighter than one was. Notes of corn, maple, and pecan. I forgot to mention too that the winner of tonight will go on to compete for my best American whiskey. I've already named my best rye, which was the Sazerac 18-year-old from the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. I've also already named my best barrel finish, which was 4-Gate Batch 6. And I'm going to soon be selecting my best bourbon and will award my best American whiskey coming up. And so the winner tonight will be a part of that. And we'll also do it as a live stream. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. And make sure you click remind. And that way you can see the stream once it goes live. Because, sometimes, as the subscribers will tell you and as the members will tell you, if you'd like to become a member too, just click membership next to the subscribe button. I am not the most organized streamer in the world. They will tell you that. And so a lot of these streams will happen like, oh, I wake up. I'm in the mood to taste. I'm in the mood to do this. And so I will just randomly taste, a flight. Trying to get better at it, and I have gotten better at it. But there's a lot of incredible things that I get on a daily basis, and I like to have the freedom to be able to kind of go when I want to stream. So make sure you get you subscribe and you're not missing upcoming streams, because we will be doing the best American whiskey of 2020. Three's pretty interesting. It has a mild, has like a mild caramel pudding, but it's not really wowing me. Going to glass 4. A bit of coffee, hazelnut, ooh, yeah. Oh, honey just getting on up in there, drizzling on down the side of the jawline. Honey, jalapeno, and cornbread. So right now, I think we have 4 and 1 are my leaders in the clubhouse, just based on my tasting notes. I really like the way that 4 just came in and was kind of like coffee and nuts, and then honey dripping on down, just jalapeno spice coming in there, and then a savoriness just really attacking the palate. 4 is one to be reckoned with for sure. Going to glass 5. The one thing that I miss so much is I miss those in-person events. This is what I used to do in front of crowds and people, and we'd be hanging out and everything, and like all those went away because of COVID. And as the days have gone by, we've all like known someone who got COVID and gotten hospitalized and even worse. And this has just been such a difficult year for many of us. And I'm just so thankful that I've had these opportunities to sit here with the Dram and chat with you all like I would at a bar, and have an opportunity to provide some education and doing what I love, which is tasting whiskey. So thank you all so much for all the support this year. Glass 5. Glass 5's got a little bit of an apple note to it. A little baked apple. Uh-oh. Watch out. Woo-wee. Baked apple, cinnamon dust right on over it. A little bit of that like crumbliness. That apple crumbly. That's good. It is good. Glass 6. A glass 6 is it's starting to smell like a caramel bomb. You know, Joan Jett said cherry bomb. I'm thinking caramel bomb. Caramel leather. How would you like to have that in your shopping list for Christmas? Yes, Santa, I would like a caramel and leather bourbon. I wonder what Santa would say if you were sitting on his lap and you asked for a caramel and leather bourbon. I bet it'd be a very weird look. Pepper. Pepper coming in just over like a honey glaze. Kind of like a honey glaze ham, you know? You got some of that sweet and savoriness. And then like a frosted flakes, like the Tony the Crunch, that kind of frosted flakes thing. Glass 7. Now I do this every year. Well, for YouTube, this is actually my my second year. But you know, a lot of now Brad Dickey does bring up a good point. He says if I'm on Santa's lap asking for leather, there's a problem. You know, maybe there is, but at the same time, I feel like it's 2020. It's okay. Going to the mall. Well, actually, you can't sit on. That's right. There's not going to be any sitting on Santa's lap because of COVID. My God, what a year this is turning out to be. Glass 7. Peach. Like a can of peaches. Open up the can of peaches. You smell that kind of like the liquid and everything. Rye bread, peaches and rye bread. I do like that one. Peaches, rye bread, pine nut. And like a jelly, like a grape jelly. I will say, I'm feeling pretty good tonight. I was thinking that I was going to be a little tired, but I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, so here we go to glass 8. Got a little bit of funk going up in here. Nathan Souza says, just got my taste and smell back after COVID. Time to crack open some bourbon. Hey, first of all, Nathan, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad you're over the hump. Crack that bottle open, brother. Let's drink tonight in celebration of Nathan's recovery. Glass 8. Glass 8's feeling a little. It feels like it's like my the least complex tonight. I'll come back to it, but it feels very flat. By the way, I see we've crossed over to, we've had 400 people come on to watch this stream. Thank you all so much. I know there's a lot of streaming tonight on YouTube in the whiskey community. I did not do that on purpose. This is really the only time slot I could do it due to my scheduling. So I apologize to all my other YouTubers that are streaming tonight. Did not mean to cross up on your streams, but thank you all for helping me get over 400 tonight. The ninth and final pour. And hey, while we're at it, let's see if we can, cross 500. So feel free to tweet or share this stream, and let's get, let's go for 1,000. I know that's probably not possible, but let's go for 500. This one falls a little bit into that same category. 7 is like it's smelling very flat to me. But then when I taste it, it's bringing. It's like a nice black and white pepper. Some pumpkin. Not pumpkin pie, but actual pumpkin, like pumpkin seed. And banana. It's my first note of banana tonight. Okay, so I've done my first round here. I went through and I've tasted all of these. And I do believe that I've got a lot of work to do. This is not one where something just kind of jumped out, with the exception of 8. These were all pretty even. I do feel 1, 4, and maybe 6 and 7 have a little bit of a tighter grouping of excellency. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just kind of reconfirm 1, 4, 6, and 7. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, 1's freaking great. 4. Oh, hell yeah. 4's right there. 6. Oh, yeah. Yep. 7. So I was correct in that assessment at 1, 4. 1, 4, 6, and 7 are definitely contenders. Okay, if you all are just joining me, if this is your first time to see a stream with me, please click the subscribe button so you don't miss another one. I do have a my American whiskey live stream coming up. You don't want to miss that because it gets crazy as I taste a lot. Last year, Jessica Ann and we mixed up the numbers and everything, so I'm trying to be a little bit more prepared, if you will, for that one. But what I do is I go through and I cull as I'm doing this, is I will drop the I'll put things in last place, 8th place, that sort of thing. So I have some work to do here. We definitely know that 1, 4, 6, and 7 feel like they are my favorites right now. They were on point with palate. They were on point with finish. They were on point with aromatic properties. So we're definitely having them going to be in the final round. I also noticed that we are now at 98 likes. If you haven't clicked that like button already, go ahead and do so. Let's start this thing off right. This is the best everyday bourbon, and this is something, again, that everybody should be able to find in their market or at an online retailer. And with the exception of maybe the Old Forester 1920, these are all relatively affordable. The Old Forester 1920 varies from 40 to 60 bucks depending on your market. And I dare say that, and I can't even believe I'm saying this anymore, but the way bourbon is going, I don't think most of us blink an eye at doing the, dropping a $50 bill on bourbon. Wow. Look at that. You guys are awesome. Clicking all those like buttons. I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's figure out where we're going to put 3. My notes were interesting, which that's kind of my way of saying I don't really like it, maybe. And caramel pudding, which I do like caramel pudding. Yeah, I mean, I like 3. 3's drinkable. 3's drinkable. I want to drink it. But when I talk about these 4 that are up here, it's not in that echelon. It's not in the echelon of 1, 4, 6, and 7. It's just not there. Let's check out number. So we know that 3 is not going to advance. We know that. So let's see about 2. Oh, yeah. That pecan pie, maple syrup just getting right on up in there. Definitely. Number 5. And my notes here were apple baked cinnamon, apple, crumbs. Now I'm smelling like doughy bread. I'm going to put 5 forward, but I don't think it's in the league. But sometimes what happens with me is I start tasting something and I go back to it and I go back to it again, and I will want to know, how does it stack up? And so I'll keep tasting, and then I fall in love with it. It's happened to me time and time again. And that's when they say, like, something is an acquired taste. I do believe in that. I do believe acquired taste, but I also think that sometimes some whiskeys require you to, like, really focus on it. So maybe one point of your palate is not really hitting. It's not opening up. You're not picking up anything in the middle of your palate. So you have to really dial it in sometimes. But we can definitely say that it's better than 3. Glass 8. Did I do 7? Where's 7? Oh, yeah, 7's up the top. Yeah, glass 8. Sorry. Okay, glass 8. This is the one I just said it was right out flat. Yeah. Glass 8 will not be advancing. Glass 9. Glass 9's got a little bit of a punch in it. We're going to put 8 in last place. Again, 8 was a product that fell flat for me, but it could just be tonight. And there was nothing wrong with it. It is definitely was a tasty. It was definitely a tasty spirit, but we're not here to give everybody participation trophies. I'm here to crown what is my best everyday bourbon. And to do that, you have to make decisions. And I'm making the decision to put 8 in last place. Okay, so here we are. We have 7 bourbons to rank from here on. We have 1, 4, 6, 7, 9, 5, and 2. I know that the front 4, I know that they are in the league, so I need to figure out which one of 2, 5, and 9 is right there. All right, 2 is definitely like I'm going to go to 7 and just kind of give like a palate, comparison. So when I compare 2 to 7, 2 is just kind of a little bit on the front of the palate and a little bit in the back. 7 is dominating the palate. So we definitely know that 2 is not in the league of these 4 up here, at least for tonight. Glass 5. Hitting all points of the palate, really lighten up the front of the palate, nailing down the middle, tickling the back a little bit, just a singe underneath, kind of around the jawline here. I do think that it's one that could compete in the next phase, so I'm going to put 5 forward. Glass 9. Class 9 will also compete. Class 2 goes into 7th place. So I do believe it's time for a little bit of a re-pour here. So, funny story. Amazon screwed up with my books. They put Bourbon Curious on sale for under the cost, and they kept like dropping it like every day. And this is for you, James Parker. And he asked, like, can we pause for a pour, Fred? Please, please, please. I'm trying to give you all a moment to go do your thing, and I am going to just kind of tell you the story about Amazon. Look at that, we crossed 500 live stream people watching tonight. That is awesome. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm looking at my books on Amazon, and I see this like $2.95, and I'm like, what? No, $2.95? No, that must be the Kindle edition. They get, I click on it, Amazon selling my book for $2.95. I mean, it came out just last year. I can guarantee you that thing is worth way more than $2.95. I just think that is crazy, It's absolutely crazy. But apparently it was a glitch or something, and it's back to being full price. But man, that was not a fun thing to see. So here we are. We got the top 5. We got 1, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 5. Not in order, but we're gonna taste them like I just said it. So here we go. And we just hit over 200 likes. This is awesome. Thank you all. Well, you know what? I don't need to retaste 1. I love 1. It's really nice. 4, same business. Really nice. 6 is, I feel like 6 has got the edge on 7. Going to 4. One is really feeling tasty. I like 9 a lot, but it's not in that level of the ones up here. Nine will be going into 6th place, but I think I think 9 is one of those that it has the potential to win something like this. If you're in the mood for peppers and banana, they're both very, 9's got a nice peppery and banana, sequence in there. So my last tasting of 4, it felt a little flatter, and I'm going to compare 4 to 5. Billy Atwood, who got a double platinum ticket for the Repeal Day Expo, just noted that he got a signed copy for Repeal Day. If you're going to Repeal Day and you got a double platinum ticket, tell everybody what you got, because you got a lot. And by the way, this Repeal Day Expo, go to repealdayexpo.com. It's just the first of many festivals I will be throwing. In 2021 is going to be a great, great year for that sort of thing. So glass 4. Against glass 5. Four is following that, honey and cornbread and jalapeno. And 5 is like this kind of a apple cinnamon butter, kind of a crunchy pastry. I think I'm going to give the edge to 5, and 4 will be going into 5th place. I feel like I'm playing a game of chess over here with these things. That would actually be a cool thing. Like, have like sample bottles be like chess pieces, and if you take someone's like rook or pawn or something, then they have to drink what you took. Like, that could be a really good drinking game. Somebody patent that for me real quick. All right, here we go. More and more I smell 1, and more I'm in love with it. I don't know if 5 is going to stand up to 6 or 7. Fourth place is going to be 5. Third place is going to be 6. And now we have a taste-off between toffee, chocolate, peanut brittle, cornbread, and pecans, rye bread, pine nut, grape jelly. And really what I find is, like, these whiskeys are night and day. Like, they taste very different to me. They're very different on the palate. But really, it's how it's their intensity on the palate that's really getting me. It's getting me. That's what I'm focusing on right now. Is like where is it in focusing? Where is the whiskey focusing on my palate, and how intense is it there? So 7. Seven is second place. 1 is first. Now, before we get into what those are, I do want to point out, I noted that that I didn't taste anything that kind of jumped out at me, and that was based on the first taste off. On the second taste off, the first glass really did starting to come forward and really kind of grab me more and more. I smelled it and tasted it, and it is to me it was the clear-cut winner tonight after that second tasting round. And again, this is just one night, but I have been tasting these a lot, and I knew all of these would have a shot. Think of this as like the NCAA tournament. There's some years that Villanova's going to win. There's some years Oklahoma State's going to make the Final Four. There's some years that Duke, the heavy favorite, every year is going to win. So it's a little. These tastings are a lot like a tournament. Like today, Duke is going to win the national championship. 2 weeks from now, it's Villanova. So today, the winner for me is glass 1. Next week, it might be something else. But today is a day that I chose to do my best everyday bourbon. And to be honest with you, I love doing this, but it's not a perfect system. It's not a perfect system, and I am just one taster. So you should not rely on my opinion alone. You should taste for yourself, and don't think of my opinion as like the end-all, be-all. If you disagree with me, fantastic. If you agree with me, great. Go buy the bourbon. At the end of the day, for me, it's about like educating people. It's about getting people to taste in a kind of analytical fashion, and to find ways to enjoy bourbon, find the bourbons that they best enjoy. And I hope I'm able to bring some of that to people at home. Now, if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask them before I read the results. I have seen some comments, by the way, about my hair. Yes, I have definitely been growing my hair out. No, I am not going to do a man bun. But I'm, the Oklahoma State football coach, he's got a mullet. I had a mullet back in the day. I'm not doing a mullet, but I am trying to grow the hair out a little bit, have some fun with it. I have never really grown my hair out, so. But if you all have any questions, please bring them in. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, there's going to be a lot of people who called this, who called tonight. And then there's going to be a lot of people who will be like, "Rah!" So, coming in at last place, Old Tub coming in at last place. So, there we go. Put it right there. Old Tub coming in at last place. Hey, Mash and Drum in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. So, last place is Old Tub. Coming in at second to last, Elijah Craig Small Batch. Elijah Craig Small Batch coming in at last place. Coming in, or not second to last place, second to last place. Coming in at seventh place, Wild Turkey 101. Wild Turkey 101. Coming in at, so that's 9, 8, so sixth place, Knob Creek. Sixth place, Knob Creek. Sixth place, Knob Creek. Coming in at fifth, Early Times Bottled and Bond. Early Times Bottled and Bond coming in at fifth. So, still in play. Make some room here, guys. Still in play. Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. Old Granddad 114. Rare Breed. And Old Forester 1920. Now, who do you think won? Keep those comments coming, and I'm gonna just enjoy. Enjoy the comments here. I'm not gonna get. Once it gets spoiled, I won't have the joy of seeing the comments. So, all right. So, what we have here in ninth place is Old Tub. And whoa, folks, we just broke 600. Whoop whoop. Now let's see if we can get 300 likes. Click the like button if you haven't already. So at number 9, we have Old Tub. Number 8, Elijah Craig Small Batch. Number 7, Wild Turkey 101. Number 6, Knob Creek 9-year-old. At number 5, Early Times Bottled and Bond. And at number 4, we have Old Granddad 114. Old Granddad 114 coming in at number 4. So Old Granddad 114 is your 4th place winner. So congratulations to Old Granddad 114 for showing so strong in tonight's tasting. Still in play, Old Forester 1920, Rare Breed, and Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. Coming in at 3rd place, a brand that has won a lot of tastings this year. It has hands down been like an MVP in taste-offs for me, and the fact that it finishes in the top 3 just goes to show you how consistent it is. And again, the fact is, I can taste differently tomorrow than I do today. And a sign of a great bourbon is one that is consistently at the top every single time. I dare you to buy all of these bourbons. Make this your goal for December or January or whatever. Buy all of these bourbons and taste them all once a week blind and see how they come out every single time. You will find that you will pick things based on preference in the moment, what your mood was. But consistently, Rare Breed has been at the top for all of my tastings, to include up against like super limited edition products like the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. So the fact that it comes in 3rd tonight, to me, a lot of people will say, oh, it should have won, it should have won, it should have won. But the fact it's so consistently in the top 5 for me in every tasting that I do just goes to show you how really good this product is. And we do know that Rare Breed has beaten both of the two that we have left, which is Old Forester 1920 and Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. Rare Breed has beaten both of those in blind tastings. So I think you could say that those three distilleries, Wild Turkey, Heaven Hill, and Brown-Forman, let's give them credit where credit is due. They're great distilleries. And this particular product is an absolute must-get when you see it in the store. So kudos to Rare Breed and Wild Turkey for once again landing in my top three. So as we look at what we have here left, we basically have my wife's favorite bourbon at home and the winner of the 2019 Best Everyday Bourbon in Evan Williams. My wife is always loving Old Forester 1920. It's her favorite. Or she says it's her favorite, then she tastes Rare Breed, and that's her favorite, and then she tastes Booker's, and that's her favorite. But you can get the feel for her style. And her style is that big, in-your-face, high-proof. She loves Booker's, she loves Rare Breed, she loves 1920. They're all three great products. Booker's used to be on this list, but then their price went up, and they became a little bit more allocated than they used to be. So let's go ahead and get to it. Who do you all think has won? We have Evan Williams Bottled and Bond up against Old Forester 1920. Throw it in the comment section and let's see. And we're already seeing people blaming pizza for this. Again, if you didn't see that at the top, I had mentioned like where I was and kind of physically and what I had eaten, what my influences might be going into this tasting. And I had mentioned I had like a wheat-based kind of like dinner for the first time in a while. So it looks like a lot of people are rooting for Evan Williams Bottled and Bond tonight, but there are also some people who are thinking that, you know what, it's going to be 1920. It's going to be 1920. So we'll go ahead and just throw it out there that tonight in second place in the best everyday bourbon for me of 2020, it was Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. So that means the winning product of tonight is Old Forester 1920. Old Forester 1920. Now, I want to put something in perspective. This is $40 to $60 depending on your market. This is $15 to $20 depending on your market. You have two products that are very widely available, and I dare say they're both the winners tonight. Actually, I would throw in Rare Breed and Old Granddad as well, because that was the top three of the top four were very tight for some time. But this right here is an example of like you can still get really, really good bourbon, and it's out there. So while we are always focusing on things that we can't get, there is still a lot of really good bourbon available. But tonight, the way that Old Forester 1920 was tasting, the way this got more complex as I was sipping on it, it just was absolutely amazing to me what this particular product was feeling and how it was going on my palate. I'm just this was a really, really strong showing for Old Forester 1920. Now, I will say that in the price category of I apologize if I get this wrong, but I think it was $41 to $60, which Rare Breed in my market, where the stores I go to, this is like $42. Rare Breed did beat Old Forester 1920 in a head-to-head blind taste-off. It did beat it. So these two have a history together, and I'm going to go ahead. So this is the winner of tonight. This is the winner of tonight, but by virtue of like the amount of products that it had beaten over the year throughout the course of my blind tastings this year, I'm going to put Rare Breed also in my best everyday whiskey taste-off as a wild card, just because it consistently shows every single time. But with that said, this one is also going to be competing, and it does get my award for best everyday bourbon. And I will say it was 1,000% a win for Old Forester. 1920. Now, I do have a moment for some questions, but I would like to kind of go back to the Repeal Day Expo that I was talking about earlier. The Repeal Day Expo will have a lot of music there. We're going to have some panels. We got Breaking Bourbon. We got Bourbon Pursuit. We got master distillers on the stage talking about fermentation, talking about barrel aging, the science of those things. So if you want to get geeky, if you want to learn more about American whiskey, you want to get entrenched into the culture of American whiskey, do so. Go to repealdayexpo.com and get a ticket. It is repealdayexpo.com, and you can go there and you'll get to build your own avatar. Just have a great time. It really is a great time. And now it's time for, I believe, someone called it out in the chat as the victory lap pour. We can go ahead and have the rest of that sample bottle. And now you all can ask me anything. Let's do it. Yes, Eric brings up the fact, he's like, aren't you talking about vodka? Actually, yes, I am doing one solo panel at Repeal Day Expo, and it's about vodka. And you all know what I think about vodka. What do I say about vodka? What is vodka? I'm sure you'll mention in the comment section. Bourbon Justice will be there. Wright Thompson, author of Pappyland, will be there. Former Buffalo Bills lineman Eric Wood will be there. Incredible, blues rocker Sean James. CMA nominated artist Lindsay Yale will be there. And some artists I think are rising stars, like Moontooth is a heavy rock band, really great. Tyler Boone, who owns a brand called Boone Bourbon, really talented musician. Lots and lots of great musicians will be there. So go to repealdayexpo.com. Repealdayexpo.com. You can also find it in the comment section, linked at the top. Love for you all to come and spend some time with me in Deggy World. Yes, and it's Bourbon Night will be there. Just now seeing that It's Bourbon Night is here. Thanks for coming, Chad and Sarah. Y'all my homies. What's up? So, yeah. So, Kylo Ren's in the house. I'm a little nervous about Kylo Ren being in here, like he's going to use the Force against me or something. Yeah, just kind of recap of what happened tonight. I think this tasting went how a lot of people thought it would. I think most people who have known my palate knew it would come down to Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, Rare Breed, and Old Forester 1920. And in fact, that did. It's where they were. They were right there at the top. And, I'm putting forward, old Evan Williams Bottle and Bond won last year's, Taste Off for Best Everyday Bourbon. And, this year was Old Forester 1920, and it won it handedly. I thought it did a really nice job. And then, but I can't say enough good things about Rare Breed. And that's why I'm putting it through in my Best American Whiskey Taste Off, because it continues to get in my top 3, and I feel like it deserves a shot in there as a wild card. And you know what? That's what we're going to do. So anyway, folks, Kylo Ren, is this year's Rare Breed better than past years? Kylo, great question. Thank you for not consuming me in the dark side. I appreciate that. Yes, I do think that this year's Rare Breed has been exceptional. I think this has been the best year for Rare Breed of my career. Now, I'm just one person. That's just my opinion. But every bottle that I have tasted, I have bought off the shelf, and I have verified that they were from this year. And they have all been fantastic. This has been a great year for Rare Breed. Will that be the same next year? I don't know. I really don't. But this year, they were fantastic. The batches of Stag Jr., no, not in comparison. Booker's have been kind of like okay this year. But Rare Breed's been on point. Really has been on point. Yeah. Kobe, could you do this tasting but not from a major bourbon house, craft, or maybe source blends? As a matter of fact, Kobe, I've done a lot of those types of tastings. I have. I've done a lot of craft tastings. You can go through the channel and find all sorts of stuff there, you know. Brian Johnson says, get some cake. You know what? I may get some cake at home. We actually have a real nice ganache at home right now. And as long as the boys didn't eat it, I might be getting a little bit up on that. Yep. Leonard Westman, what are your thoughts of Matthew McConaughey being Wild Turkey's creative consultant? First of all, Leonard, I want to know if you spelled out MC because you can't pronounce or you can't spell McConaughey, because I can't spell it. I have to Google it every time I get in there to write about him, because it's a hard name to spell, by the way. But I mean, I think it's fine. You know, I mean, they're paying him a lot of money for it. And I think it's been good for the brand. I think they've gotten a lot of exposure for him out of it. And at the end of the day, celebrities are just kind of part of the game right now. They're all getting into it. And there's going to be another music whiskey announced tomorrow. You can go to my blog at fredminnick.com. It'll be there first thing in the morning. Unfortunately, I can't talk about it now because it's embargoed. But, yeah. Matthew Gore says, not that cake. Okay. So I just started thinking about cake when someone else brought up cake. Listen, I don't think I should be judged right now for getting the wrong cake. I think you all should be saying, you know what, Fred? Maybe you don't eat cake because you're a fatty. But fatties want cake. And I kind of want some cake right now. I mean, this Old Forester 1920 would be so money with that cake. It really would. I'm looking forward to the Castle and Key Rye being released tomorrow. What whiskey are you looking forward to? Now, that was a good question. Coming up from... I'm getting so many questions here. I'm missing that. That was a good question. I apologize. Okay, Mark Harley. You know, there are a lot of really nice whiskeys coming out. I happen to be doing a private barrel club right now. So I just started. I really haven't announced it. I put it in my email newsletter. But I'm starting to do some barrel picks. Like, this is the first time I've done it. I've done it for, like, charities. And I've obviously, done it for some liquor stores here and there. But this time it's, like, solely mine. I'm just really, really excited about that, and I'm doing it with Craft Shack. So you can go to craftshack.com and find the Fred Minnick Whiskey Club, but there are 3 different tiers there. You can check that out. And ADHD Whiskey says, someone say cake? Seriously, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to so crush that cake that's sitting on the counter. As long as the boys or my wife didn't eat it all. Hopefully they didn't. But, man. Jimmy's like, yeah, Fred, about damn time. It is, you know, I have a very, when it comes to this sort of stuff, like, I'm very particular, and I don't really partner with just anybody. And the folks at Craft Shack, I really, really do hit it off with them, and it's a good partnership. So, stoked about that. Fred, you need to do a rebel, and you need to be a rebel and ship to Mississippi. Now, listen, I would love to ship to Mississippi. I don't love the idea of your ABC sending me a cease and desist and threaten to sue me. I don't enjoy that. Rum, Bruin, rum or bourbon with your cake? Rum or bourbon? I'd have to taste the cake first. Yeah. I think with cake, I want spice. I don't want sweet. I don't want sweet on sweet. Yeah. Scott Seymour, proof, impacts, and focus. I don't think proof actually impacts, tastings. I think proof can impact flavors, but let's take a look at I guess the higher proofs did get a little bit more attention. But I think in general, I mean, if proof was one of the pieces, then why did Evan Williams do so well? I think that's kind of where I look at it. You have to think about, like, if proof is the end all be all, then why do so many 100 proof products win? You know, I mean, high proof doesn't really. You got to really kind of you there's a lot of bad flavors that can be masked in high proof. A lot of bad flavors. And so and sometimes you detect them, sometimes you don't. But yeah. Alan C., if you get any flack from Illinois government or anything, I'll happily write them a letter. Well, Alan, I think Illinois is okay. I think we got a special retailer in Illinois that takes care of that. Can't ship to Kentucky though. You know, that's the one sucky part. You cannot ship to Kentucky. Let's see. 100 proof seems to be the sweet spot, says Leonard Westman. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is. It is a sweet spot. Jason Beckham. First time I've seen you. This show. Great find. Subscribed. We'll be back. Man, that's so cool. How about it for Jason, everybody? Let's give Jason a big round of applause. Let me find the applause meter here. This is for Jason. And if you are not a subscriber, please come in and click that subscribe button. Okay, hold on now. Whoa. Elizabeth Demures says, Fred, do you taste Canadian whiskey? Elizabeth is a very important person in my life. Elizabeth was my editor who bought the book Whiskey Women. And Whiskey Women would be the book that basically helped me kind of propel my career to where I am now. So everybody, if you can, in the chat, thank Elizabeth for what she did for me when she was with the Potomac Press, now part of the University of Nebraska Press. And then she also bought my book, Bourbon Curious, when she was with Quarto. And I think she's one of the greatest people in all of publishing, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So Elizabeth, and I think I said your name right, last name right, but I remember you telling me one time that, yeah, I think I remember you telling me one time that people butcher your name all the time, so hopefully I got it right this time. But, yeah, so thank everybody. Give a shout-out to Elizabeth for this, if you can see her in the comments. Let's see if we have some good questions coming in. And let's see. Eric says, let's be honest, Old Foe has a multi-million-dollar distillery that has a ton of capital behind it and needs to be pumping out really good bourbon for the brand, which is is fine cause everyone likes the bourbon. I think that's a good point. If you're putting out bad bourbon, you're not going to get many rebuys. Not going to get many rebuys. So, as we kind of get down to that conclusion portion, members, I will say that maybe we should do a live stream, but I need you to let me hold out until I get past Repeal Day. After Repeal Day, let's do a live stream, okay? Because my focus, even after this, I'm going to be doing I'm going to be focusing on, preparing for Saturday. Which, if you don't have your tickets yet, we still have tickets available. Go to repealdayexpo.com. Now, Dennis Weedman says, Vodka Curious in the works? As a matter of fact, I am actually writing a book called Vodka Curious. It's 250 blank pages, just like the Spirit. 250 blank pages. I'm also giving a seminar at the Repeal Day Expo, and it's going to be about vodka. So I'm very, very excited about that. Let's see. I got I got asked about my benching here. Who asked me about my benching? Somebody. It was a good question. Jimmy Kutch says, "Hey Fred, hey bro, what are you benching, bro?" I mean, well, I'll tell you right now, I was up to 225 before COVID hit. I was back to my old state. I could do 225. And then, boom, COVID. Gyms closed. I'm not lifting as much. I'm sipping a little bit more bourbon, and I'm also eating more than I used to. And so, rotundness, no workiati, and then, boom, you get back on the bench with 135. You're like, holy fuck, how's 135 so fucking heavy? And then, again, now you have to wear your mask when you work out. I'm like, I respect that, but I can't. I mean, I think I'll pass out if I wear my mask while I'm benching. So now I just gotta bench for home, and I'm hoping that I will be able to start working out in the basement more. So, but again, it'll have to be after Saturday because my mind's so focused on all of the things going on Saturday, which you're gonna love. So everybody, I think that is going to do it for me today. Man, I had a great time with you all. I really did. I missed this so much. I really love these live streams. They kind of they keep me going. But listen, folks, huge kudos to our first place winner in Old Forester 1920. Huge win. And you know what? Let's give a shout out to the very inexpensive Evan Williams Bottled Bond coming in second, winning last year. It won the best everyday bourbon last year. And then, again, I cannot say enough good things about Rare Breed. Totally making it into my best American whiskey as a wild card. So, kudos to those products. I thought they fared very, very well. And everything on the table tonight, they were there for a reason because they're available. For the most part, they're affordable, and that's why I got them. So I really, really, really appreciate all of you all so much for coming in and watching me. We had an incredible amount of people. I don't know what my record is for a stream tonight, but I feel like over 600 is probably close. And it just means a lot to me that you all come in when I stream, and I just appreciate all the support, especially now. And I just want to say that if you have any whiskey questions, you can always reach out to me at fredminnick.com. It may take me a month. It may take me a month to email you back, but I will always email you back. And it's an appreciation for all of you who are trying to learn about whiskey. Now, if you ask me what a bottle is worth, I'm not going to lie. I may not reply to that one. But if you have a question about like what you want, what your next step should be, what you want to taste based on this flavor profile, I'm always there for you. It just may take me a month, which at the end of the day, it's about the same time it takes me to call my friends back. So it all works out in the end. I'm a good friend, but not sometimes when they call me, like I never check my voicemails. Anyway, I'm rambling on, but that's what I do after I've done a tasting of like 9 bourbons 10 different times. So I want to say thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the support. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click the like button. It's just a great time to hang out with folks, and be safe out there. Be safe. Don't go licking handrails. Don't go licking trash cans. And remember, vodka sucks unless it's being used for hand sanitizer. Cheers, everybody.